Goben, it's way over. Hello my friends, it's Johnaroth, and today I am playing with another new commander. This one is Goben Gene Splice Savant, or Fleem, depending on which way you summon your commander, so it's a dual-sided commander. In Paper Magic, this is known as Norman Osborn Green Goblin. I will put a picture of that artwork up on the screen just so you can see it. But Goben is a 1/1 that you can summon for 1 and a blue, and Goben can't be blocked, and whenever Goben deals combat damage to a player, he connives, so you draw a card, discard a card, and you can also pay Fleem's mana cost to transform him at any point. If you do transform your commander, he does keep the +1/+1 counters he gets from the connive. The back side of this card is probably the more powerful effect here, and that is Fleem, Goben's creation. When you have Fleem on the battlefield, it's a 3/3 for flying and menace, and spells you cast from your graveyard cost 2 less to cast. Each non-land card in your graveyard has Mayhem, and the Mayhem cost is equal to its mana cost. So basically, if you get out Fleem, you can discard cards, and then you can cast them from your graveyard, and they cost 2 less. So this type of deck that I built is built around that discard effect, and it has some really powerful cards like Monument to Endurance, can get us treasure, draw cards, etc. as we discard cards. Collector's Vault can get us treasures. We have several creatures in this deck that allow us to draw cards and discard cards like Vohar, as well as Jace, etc. But when we get that discount, we can use it to cast lots of really powerful spells, including planeswalkers. So this is what we call a Super Friends build, where there's a lot of planeswalkers, not a ton of creatures, just a few value ones. But this is focused on getting out lots of planeswalkers onto the battlefield and getting value from all these different planeswalkers. So let us take Goben Gene Splice Savant into the queue and see if we can get the ultimate value from our Mayhem Super Friends. Let's go! Our first game is against Niche, Pinnacle Pariah. I actually did a video on Niche recently. This hand is not bad. We do need some more mana, but outside of that, I think it's okay. We'll go ahead and keep this. We can surveil turn 1. I'm just going for lands. Arcane Signet, I'll keep that. Put down a swamp. Let's get out an Arcane Signet, hopefully. Niche is a 4/8, where basically your maximum hand size is 8, and if you have less than 8 cards in your hand, you get to drop to 8. So very powerful. Costs a lot to get out, but super good. Okay, the opponent is going for Worn Power Stone. I'm going to say no to that because that's too much mana for our opponent to get. Let's go ahead and put down a land here. Let's go ahead and get out Sorin. And I'm just going to go ahead and draw a card. We got a mountain, so we'll take that.
Blood for knowledge, a fair trade.
Opponent's going for a file and is going to brainstorm. Opponent's going to swing in against Sorin, hit him for 2.
Not be humiliated again.
Let's put down, let's see, let's throw down a mountain. Let's go ahead and get rid of his vial, I don't want him to have that. Trying to slow down his mana as much as humanly possible here. I'm going to go ahead and draw another card. We've got a Signet. I'm going to take that. And let's go ahead and get rid of the bird. setting up our mana as much as possible. We've been attacking Niche on his weak point, which is needing a lot of mana to do anything. Opponent's eyeing our Planeswalker here. Okay, goes for a Terminus. I'm going to go ahead and put down a Cavern of Souls, and we're going to say human. Let's get out Fleem. Let's go ahead and draw another card here. River's Rebuke. That's gonna that hurts quite a bit, but I think it's worth it.
Very well.
Ugh, our opponent has Liliana, so he's probably gonna kill our commander, unfortunately. Goes back to the command zone. Let's get out a token here, and let's go ahead and exile Liliana. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get out Goben, because we can always transform Goben into Fleem. Opponent goes for a Jet Medallion. Opponent must have some sort of removal spell. Opponent's going to kill off our commander. Perfectly fine. Go ahead and draw with Sorin here. We will take the Fatal Push. I'm going to go ahead and cast River's Rebuke just to get his mana back down. Let's swing in with the token here. I'm just trying to keep him off his mana sources more than anything else. That's his weak point right now. Ragavan. Let's go ahead and draw another card. We got Chandra. I'm gonna cast Chandra here.
You want to go, tough guy?
I'm gonna go ahead and put out 2 mana, and let's dash Ragavan so we can swing in with both. See what we get from our opponent here. Is our opponent gonna kill Ragavan? He might. Gonna counter the ability. Interesting. Okay. Opponent's going for an Arcane Signet. And a Wrench Speedy Saboteur, who's going to look at the top of our deck and take 2 cards, I believe, that they can cast. Opponent has how much mana? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He could cast Niche on his next turn, which could be problematic. Stole land from us. Opponent's going to kill off Chandra. That's unfortunate.
It's over when I say it's over.
Let's draw again with Sorin here. He draws Psychic Frog.
You wish to know my secrets? Very well.
I'm going to go ahead and get out Fleem here. As well as... I guess we'll go for a Psychic Frog here. Got our opponent down to 12. Opponent's going to cast Breach the Multiverse. Wow. He'll get to take one card out of his graveyard and one out of ours. Opponent picks Vraska, as well as Egrix. Opponent's going to try to kill off our Psychic Frog. We're going to discard a card here. And we will get to create a treasure token. Let's discard another card here. We're going to draw a card. It's a land. Let's go ahead and discard another card here. Cause our opponent to lose some life. Opponent's down to 9. Can we kill our opponent off in the next turn? Maybe. Let's see here. First draw again with Sorin. Take a Tail's End. Let's go ahead and get out Ashiok here. See if we can find something else. We'll exile this card and take the Overlord. I'm going to go ahead and cast the Overlord with Impending here. We're going to draw a couple cards, and then we're going to discard some cards. Chandra. I'm going to drop the Tail's End as well as the Island. Oh, it's just one card. The Tail's End. Do 3 damage to our opponent here. There has to be some way to kill our opponent. I'm going to swing in with both our... Okay, our opponent's down. Our opponent's down to 1. How do we kill our opponent here? Toxic Deluge for 4. Wipe the board so he doesn't have anything. Opponent's at 1. If he uses Vraska, he dies. So Vraska's kind of crippled here. Soren can also kill him off. So that's going to make him hesitate to cast his commander. Opponent's going to go with Nietzsche. You have a way to kill Soren, opponent? I'm going to use Soren's ultimate to try to kill off our opponent here. He could have a Tail's End. Okay, he's going to consult the stars, but he's out of mana. Even if he had had a Tail's End and stopped Soren, we could have gotten Chandra onto the battlefield and then used her ability to ping our opponent to death. But having that monument and continually discarding cards to hurt our opponent and draw cards, etc., proved to really help us, especially with the discount we got from Fleem. So good game. Good first game. Go first against Deodrine. So this is like a creature combo type deck. I'm going to go ahead and keep this hand. Let's get out the Scalding Tarn first. And I'm going to look for a Thundering Falls so we can Surveil and get some blue and red mana. Okay, Misty Forest, Rainforest is pretty good. This is basically, you get him out and you put a bunch of counters on this guy, depending on how much mana you spent. Okay, he has a Mox Amber. Let's go ahead and get out a land here and we'll pass the turn. I want to keep up mana to counter Deodrine. Opponent's debating what to do here. Okay, he's going to get out an experimental one. He's going to try to cast his commander. We're going to say nope. Let's go ahead and get out Vohar here. Then we'll put down a land. I'm going to go for a Watery Grave. Get a little bit more black mana. Opponent is going to get his Windswept Heath going. Opponent's going to try to cast his commander again. We're still going to say nope. All right. Let's go ahead and put down the Interplanar Beacon here. Let's go ahead and get out our commander Fleem. Then I'm going to go ahead and draw a card, and then we'll discard something else. I'm going to discard the... Well, I kind of want to keep the Murderous Rider. I guess we'll get rid of the Cavern of Souls here. I'm hoping we have at least a turn break from his commander. Looks like we probably will. Opponent's going to cast Might Form Harmonizer here. Gonna kill off Fleem. That's unfortunate. Lame. Let's go ahead and draw another card. Quag Feast. That's pretty good, actually. I'm gonna drop off Ashiok here. And then go ahead and kill off the Might Form Harmonizer. That card is just too scary, quite honestly. Opponent is gonna get out his Deodrine again. Okay, and a halfling. Perfectly fine. He's gonna create a robot token here. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a card. Got a land, which is something we need. I'm gonna drop off the Murderous Rider here and put down a land, and unfortunately we're going to have to use a Toxic Deluge here to wipe the board, but that does give us the space that we need. Opponent has a Scythe Cat Cub. Did get the land that we needed, which is great. I'm going to use Angrath's Rampage to have our opponent sacrifice a creature. And then we're going to go get another land. What do we think here? Probably Blood Crypt. We are down to 8, so we are going to have to be careful. We now have out Jace. Let's go ahead and draw some cards. Ooh, Monument to Endurance. That's pretty good. We already put down a land, so I'm going to go ahead and put these back with Monument on top. Let's go ahead and get out a Monument here. And then let's go ahead and use Jace's ability to draw some more cards. I'm going to put Fel the Profane and Sorin back. Put down a land. Let's get out Brawl here. And I'm going to get out an Otter.
You get to be my protege today.
And yeah, our value is just too much. Our planeswalkers are too strong. On our turn, we'll get out Fleem and then get the discount from Fleem. We'll use the Monument to create treasures and draw more cards. By the time he even casts his commander again, it's way over. So that was a really good game. Our next game is against Grist. This hand is not good. Unfortunately, if we had some red mana, it'd be good with Ragavan, but all blue mana with this hand, not good at all. This hand is a little better. This is definitely something we could probably do. I'm gonna go ahead and put down the Watery Grave. This is one of my favorite Magic cards, honestly, Psychic Frog. If you play a black and blue deck, I would really recommend this card. You can pump him up by discarding cards, get him to fly by exiling creatures, and every time you hit your opponent or a planeswalker, you can do damage or draw a card. Here you go, opponent. Let's go. What do you want to pick? Okay, gets rid of the Fatal Push. Perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and get out the Psychic Frog. If we could draw a mountain, we'll be in really good shape. Opponent has a Molt Tender. did actually get an arid mesa, which is going to get us a, let's go for a steam vents here. And I'm going to go ahead and kill the molt tender right now. We'll do 2 damage and we'll create a treasure token. Oop, nope, don't want to target me. Probably not a good strategy. Let's go ahead and swing in with our psychic frog. Draw another card, got a land, that's great. My cards we have in the graveyard 3, so we could make the psychic frog fly if we want to. What are you going to do, Commander? Okay, he is going to cast his Commander. Now, he can't get rid of our Psychic Frog. He has to create a creature first. So that's perfect. So I'm going to go ahead... go for a land here. Go for a Blood Crypt. Now let me think about this. I can make the Psychic Frog fly, pump him up, but I'd have to discard 3 cards to do so. Or alternately, I could just kill Grist and swing in. I think we're gonna go ahead and just kill Grist off here. And then let's go ahead and have our Psychic Frog swing in. We're just gonna exile some cards out of the graveyard to make sure we can do that. We'll take these 3 out. Swing in, hit our opponent, draw a card. We got Ashiok, which is pretty good. If he doesn't cast anything else, we could even summon Ashiok, get the creature out of the way, have our opponent discard a card, and then draw with the Psychic Frog. It just depends on what our opponent does here. Wow. Okay, our opponent has Shieldred the Apocalypse. Very scary. Opponent's going to swing in with the token. We're going to draw a card. Let's go ahead and get out Ashiok here. I'm going to make our opponent put Shieldred back up in his hand, then discard a card. I'm hoping with the Psychic Frog we can draw a land, but we'll see. Let's swing in with the Psychic Frog, draw a card. We did get a land, so that's good. See what our opponent does here. Our opponent could get out Grist and use the token. He could also use the cabin to swing in and kill off Ashiok. Yeah, he's eyeing the cabin. He's probably going to attack. Not so sure that that's a great move, quite honestly, because you're using up all your mana for one attack rather than getting any type of board presence, but perfectly fine. Opponent kills off Ashiok. Let's go ahead and swing in with the Psychic Frog here. Opponent's going to block. Go ahead and get out an Arcane Signet. And then let's go ahead and get out Goben. I'm keeping up the Strict Serenade as a counter spell. You don't have enough cards to make the Psychic Frog fly again, but that's okay. He could keep up mana and the Restless Cottage as a blocker. Okay, instead he's going to try to cast Shieldred. We're going to say nope. Got a land out here. I'm going to go ahead and swing in with both. We're going to pump up the Psychic Frog to kill off the token. We're going to get to connive with Goben. Ooh, wow. These are some good commanders here. I'm going to go ahead and cast Sorin here, and let's get out a token as a blocker. If he wants to use up his turn on the Restless Cottage mana, that's perfectly fine. That'll keep Sorin alive. Opponent has a lot of mana, though. Opponent gets out Honest Rutstein. He's going to get to return a creature. Probably Shieldred. Okay. Doesn't have enough mana to cast Shieldred. So that's good at least. Oh, wait. Does Honest Rutstein creature spells cost one less? Yeah, he does actually have enough mana to cast it. Opponent's going to use Bitter Triumph to kill off Sorin. Opponent's also going to bring out an Emperor Bone out. It's going to exile a card. What do we do here? Let's see. Riel is pretty good here. I'm going to go ahead and exile a couple cards to make the Psychic Frog fly. Go ahead and swing in with both of these. Okay, we draw a card. We draw another card. Jace could be really good here. Let's go ahead and drop that off. We will get to draw another card with Riel. Well, Broadside Barrage is going to be pretty good for us, actually. I'm just going to hold off, keeping up the tail's end. Our commander's conniving ability is really come in handy. We may switch Goben over to... Okay, he's going to try to cast Shieldred, and we're going to say no. Now he could cast his commander here and kill off one of our creatures if he wants to sacrifice one of his. He could also morph with the Emperor Bone if he wants. But if he does that and doesn't attack in, then... Or if he does attack in, then he won't have blockers here. Opponent's gonna get a Jace put underneath. Opponent's not going to do anything, huh? Okay, so if we transform Fleem, is this an instant? It is. I am going to get ready to swing in here. Then let's cast Broadside Barrage. I'm going to cast it on the Emperor Bone here. Going to adapt. Perfectly fine. Get out Jace as a blocker, maybe. Okay, let's see here. Just gonna eat some food, gain some life. Probably a good move. We're gonna draw a card. Let's discard the Damnation. We really don't need that right now. But we will get to draw another card. If we had 1 mana open, we could probably win right here, but that's okay. Gonna block the Fleem. That's perfectly fine, opponent. Got our opponent down to 6. We'll get to draw a card. Let's put down the land. He's going to lose the vampire token. And yeah, Fleem leads the charge, and it's just too much damage. On our turn, we can use we could use a Cyclonic Rift for anything that he gets out on his turn, and then on our turn we can cast Vraska if there's any other creature, turn it into a treasure, swing for a massive hit. And Fleem's abilities, both to connive and then turn into his alternate form, was just too much power. Really good game. Thank you, my friends, for watching another one of my videos, this one featuring Goben or Fleem. And Goben/Fleem is a lot of fun to play. I love Planeswalkers, so I love getting value out of a card like this. I would put the power level as far as Goben Fleem goes at probably about a C tier. You do need a little bit of setup getting out Goben or Fleem and then setting up a discard effect to get some of that value. So there is a little bit of setup there with your opponents. And I was paired against a variety of different decks across the queue with a fairly decent win rate of this final version. So this is a good card to play. I did enjoy it, but again, keep in mind you have to have a little bit of setup before you can get value from your commander. The deck list is in the description below. Please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to leave a comment down below talking about Fleem or another commander or why you want to eat ice cream every single day. I don't really care, as long as I talk to you, part of the Magic community. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.